guest does it all. She's a Chicago doctor, fashion and wellness blogger, and a full-time mom. Please welcome Dr. Kiarra King.
Thank you so much, Val.
Thank you for being here. We're so excited to meet you and have you on the show for the first time. You've got a really cool story.
Yeah.
You got into blogging because your practice was closing.
Yes.
What made you decide to hit the blog?
Oh my goodness. Well, I always tell people this story. Before my daughter was born, they told my partners that our practice was closing 2 days before my maternity leave. So it was quite a shock, but it turned out to be the best thing ever. I ended up taking almost 2 years off, and I didn't miss a milestone. I saw everything that she did. I got to kind of live without having to just hustle and bustle and run to work every day and just be a mom and spend time with my family. It was amazing. I loved it. So I always tell people, no matter what the situation looks like, even though that situation looked horrible, it was the catalyst for so many things.
Right, it's what you make of it.
Yes,
like people say, you turn lemons into lemonade, and that's exactly what you did. Because you got to be a full-time mom to your beautiful baby girl. And you also got to share with us your fashion sense, because you have a passion for fashion. It is obvious.
I have a passion for fashion. I do. And so while I was off, I was just trying to think of things like outside of like going and lunching with family and friends. I was trying to think of things that I could do. And I decided to start a fashion blog. And
I want those pants. I'm obsessed with those pants and that dress.
You can have them all.
Okay, I'm coming over. Don't say that. Y'all heard it. Y'all got witnesses.
You can come to my closet anytime.
Okay.
We could have a little fashion party in my closet. It's kind of expanding and outgrowing its reach. But yeah, that time really allowed me to just drive into the fashion thing, and it's taken off. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah. I get requests all the time, like from people I know. Can you please style me? What do I need to do?
Would you ever consider, because you're back practicing, you're back to being an OBGYN, but would you ever consider doing the blog and lifestyle and stylist?
Absolutely, I would. I think
all those years of medical school.
But the thing is, I think I can never fully get away from medicine, because I love it. I love taking care of patients.
Yeah.
I love hopefully making a difference in patients' lives. But I also love fashion, and I think any way we can impact people's lives, whether it's in the healthcare realm, whether it's making people feel better about themselves, I'm here for it.
Yeah, outside of fashion, what else do you blog about?
So I blog about health. So I have a lot of topics on postpartum depression, cervical cancer, and things like that. I also have lots of recipes on my blog. So
you cook too?
I cook.
Oh, you just putting the rest of us to shame. You do it all. We all hating on you.
The funny thing is, before I went back to work, I had a lot more time to really do food. I was making homemade cinnamon rolls, and I was
okay, she is a show-off now. No, I'm kidding with you.
Listen, the recipes are all there, but once I went back to work, it wasn't as easy to do every little thing.
Right.
But the recipes are all still there. Most of them are my recipes or recipes I've adapted, but I still do love to cook. I just am not able to focus on that as much. It's easier to throw on a fabulous dress and take some pictures.
Speaking of which, when I'm going through your Instagram page, I'm like, does she have a photographer that just travels with her? How are you able to take these fabulous pictures?
This is actually funny. So a couple things. I have amazing family support. So I have two of my amazing sisters. I have my own camera. I have my own DSLR camera, and if I know I need something shot, I bring it with me, and I give it to one of my sisters. I give it to my nephew, who is 13 now, and I adjust the settings. I tell him what to look for, and then I also do work with other photographers that I hire and work with for certain shoots. So it's a combination. I've taken pictures of myself on my blog. I set up a tripod, set my settings, and this is when you need something done, you just make it work.
You clearly are doing that and showing us an example of that. Well, obviously you are an OBGYN. Yes, I won't say first, because probably the mamahood comes first. But you have some interesting news for us in the medical world. You say that there is probably an STD that many of us may have and not know it?
Yeah, it's not that we may not know it, but there is an STD that probably about 80% of people have been exposed to.
Okay, spill the tea. Yeah, please. I'm a little nervous. I mean, I mean, 80%. We all should be nervous. That's all the 20 people in the audience.
So it's HPV. So HPV is also known as the human papilloma virus.
Okay.
And it is a virus that's associated with cervical cancer, vaginal cancer, vulvar cancer, head and neck cancer, and anal cancer. It's associated with several cancers.
But you get it being sexually active.
It is a sexually active, sexually transmitted virus.
Right, and then the virus turns into a cancer? One of those cancers?
So essentially what happens is the virus causes changes in the cells. So for example, the cervix. The cervix will become infected with the virus, and then the virus, those cells can change over time, and then potentially cancer can form. It's not, everyone that has HPV is not going to develop cervical cancer. Okay. Cervical cancer, in fact, is very, very slow growing. Okay. So someone who has HPV is more than likely to clear the virus with their own immune system in anywhere from 6 months to 2 years.
Real quick, we're almost out of time. How should one find out if they have it? Should they just go to their doctor and say, I need an HPV test?
Not an HPV test, but get your pap smear screening. Okay. So we start pap smear screening at age 21, and once your pap smear screening is initiated, your doctor will be able to tell you, okay, you need to come back in 3 years, you need to come back in 5 years. If there are abnormalities with your pap, they will have you come back more frequently, just depending on the results.
Dr. Kiarra King, thank you so much for being here. We could have keep going, but we're out of time. Head to her website, drkiarraking.com.